Night number 2, the title of this message is When Obedience Became Self-Betrayal. Write that down. When obedience became self-betrayal. When you went to obey something, and now that you're obeying it, you're betraying yourself. If I had to give you a subtitle tonight, write this down. Sometimes you did not stay because it was healthy. You stayed because leaving had been made to feel wrong. That's why you stayed. Yep. You stayed in this relationship because leaving, they made you feel like it was wrong. I want you to comment this one word for me tonight. Free. F-R-E-E. Free. We're talking about some things tonight that is very important. I want to say good evening to you one more time, but I want to tell you who I want to talk to specifically tonight. Yeah, I want to tell you who I want to talk to specifically tonight. I want to talk to the person who still asks, why did I stay so long? Why did I keep going back? Why did I defend people who were hurting me? Why did I keep ignoring what I already knew? Why did I feel guilty for wanting to leave? That's who I want to talk to tonight. And maybe the answer is deeper than I was weak. Because many people say this. They say, I was weak. Maybe the answer is a lot deeper than that. Maybe you was taught that leaving is disloyal. Maybe you was taught that questioning is rebellion. Maybe you was taught that boundaries that you set are selfish. Are you listening? Are you listening? Maybe somebody taught you, and maybe some type of faith taught you that telling the truth is dishonor. Are you listening? Forgiveness, it means, and maybe somebody taught you that forgiveness means giving another chance and just giving the same access and the same loyalty and the same freedom in that relationship. Are you listening? Maybe you was taught that, maybe they may have taught you that forgiveness, it meant that giving them a chance, but protecting yourself is something is wrong with you when you do this. Eventually, you can learn to call abandoning yourself obedience. And this is what goes on. Eventually, you can learn to call abandoning yourself obedience. Not my will, but your will. But what if the will that you say that you thought that was God's will, you was manipulated? Because the only person that I want to abandon myself for is God. But sometimes in these different denominations and faith movements, you be having a good, clean heart. And you say, I'm going to sacrifice myself for God. Have anybody else ever said that to themselves? Like, I'm abandoning myself from what I want because I want to be obedient to God. And typically, I'm serious. I'm being really serious right now. You learn that, abandoning yourself is obedience. Now, I'm not talking about abandoning yourself for God for real. Yeah. Now, don't get it twisted. I believe, look, I got to deny my flesh. I got to deny some things that ain't right. But I'm talking about when you are in situations and people are manipulating you to be a part of something or to do something. And so you abandon yourself, your trust, your mind, and you deem it as being obedient. Are you listening? And that is the wound tonight. Because sometimes spiritual control does not only teach you what to believe. Sometimes when people have spiritual control over you, it teaches you what you are allowed to tolerate. I'm gonna say this again because I know somebody gonna miss this, and I know it maybe the kids was loud. I want to talk about the pain that we're talking about tonight. Sometimes spiritual control, it does not only teach you what to believe. Spiritual control from certain organizations and certain spiritual groups, it teaches you what you are allowed to tolerate. You learn to stay silent. You learn to override yourself. You learn to second guess yourself. You learn to forgive without repair. Do anybody know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been a part of something and you just, I'm gonna forgive you without repair? Now I understand forgiveness, but the access without repair is foolish. Are you listening? This is real life stuff. And sometimes they teach you to give access without having no accountability. Without no accountability, sometimes this is what you taught. You second guessing yourself. I'm going to forgive this man of God or this woman of God. I'm going to forgive them without repair. I'm not even going to hold them accountable for what they did. I'm just going to pray for them and I'm going to just act like it didn't happen and I'm going to suck it up. And because you do this, because all of it is wrapped in spiritual language. You thought losing yourself was proof that you was doing right. For a while, you thought losing yourself and not even making them accountable. You thought, look, I'm just going, blessed is the peacemaker. This is what they would use on you. Why are you arguing with me? Blessed are the peacemaker. So I can't hold you accountable for what you just did. See, I was different, I was different as a kid. I was trying to fight the preachers and everything. I wasn't scared of nobody. I'm so serious. I was just young, really wild, really. I'm serious, kind of like in the way I thought. Like I felt like if you offended me and you're not my daddy, I don't care about that spirit. I didn't care about no, I ain't care if you were no deacon, no minister. If you disrespect me as a kid, you can get it. And I don't know. I was just so crazy. I don't know. See, I ain't learned about, you can't touch the prophet and do the prophet no harm. I ain't know all that. I was just, God had work on me. I'm just saying. In spiritual language, you want to say, you know what? No, I'm finna give you some real earthly language. Real talk though, real talk. Tonight, we are separating. Pay attention to this. Because this right here, what we're talking about, this gonna be for your life. I promise you, this series is not a joke. Tonight, we are separating loyalty from self-abandonment. Are you listening? We're separating forgiveness from access. We're separating honor from silence. And we are separating obedience from self-betrayal. Are you listening? I see all of those roses that you're giving. Thank you so much. I see you, Lakes and Latan. Yeah. I want you to comment one more word for me. Free. Free. Comment that word for me. Free. Yeah. Somebody wanted me to talk about, again, I'm gonna say this one more time because I know you're probably taking notes. Tonight, we are separating loyalty from self-abandonment, forgiveness from access, honor from silence, and obedience from self-betrayal. This is going to be a very interesting night. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. This is going to be a very interesting night. I want to start off by setting the room straight before we get too deep in this thing. Again, I want to make something very, very clear. Very clear. This is not an attack on faith at all. Again, I don't really care what you believe. At the end of the day, all faiths and religions have hurt people in some form of fashion. And when I say I don't care what you believe, I'm talking about tonight. This is therapy. This ain't church. So it's a major difference. Because I'm not your pastor. I'm just saying. And this is therapy. Because right now I realize that the amount of people that I have therapy sessions with that have went through divorce, that is messed up in their life, they don't know what's going on. These amount of people that I have met, they all have a foundationally issue. Most of them, over 80% of them, have been hurt by some type of faith organization. Are you listening? This is not an attack on faith. And I'm not saying that every church or every leader or every family or every spiritual community is harmful. That is not what I'm saying. And it's not saying that every uncomfortable correction is control. Sometimes growth is uncomfortable. Shoot, a lot of times growth is uncomfortable. Sometimes the truth that people gives, it does challenge us. But there is a difference between being challenged to grow and being trained to disappear. Are you listening? Did you just hear what I just said? It's a real difference when people challenge you to grow versus being trained to disappear. Are you listening? Healthy relationships, they may require sacrifice, but healthy sacrifice does not require the destruction of your voice, your conscience, your dignity, and your ability to recognize harm. Write that down. Healthy relationships, they may require sacrifice. Listen to me what I'm saying. I don't care what relationship you got. All relationships is a healthy relationship. I'm telling you right now, it may require sacrifice. And that means sometimes you have to put your pride down. You may have to sacrifice something for the relationship that's healthy. Okay. But healthy sacrifice does not require the destruction of your voice, the destruction of your conscience, and the destruction of your dignity, and the destruction of your ability to recognize harm. Some people were not merely taught love. Are you listening? They were taught if you love them, you keep enduring. How many people was taught that? If you love them, you just keep enduring the betrayal. You just stay in there when it's hard. You just stay in there. How many was taught that? You was taught you just keep going through the foolishness. You just keep it. If you love them, you just got to just put up with it. Girl, he had 5 kids on you. You ain't know about him? You just got to love him anyway, baby. I get it. I get it. But sometimes people is taught this is what love is. Are you listening? This is some really good stuff we're talking about tonight. Let me go cut this music off. I still hear I got some music on over there. All right. Definitely tap that screen for me. Share this live with about 5 people. And this is going to help somebody who've been hurt from any religious organization. And this might be the root cause of your wildness. This might be the root cause of your real pain. And this might be the root cause of what's going on in your life. Sometimes, I'm just saying, people was not really taught forgive. They were taught if you forgive, they get access again. Yeah, they say you just forgive them and just act like nothing didn't happen. Just go back to normal. Man, please. Woo, I'm just saying. But some people is taught this. Religion have taught them this, that, yeah, you just forgive them and you just, hey, sweep it up under the rug and we're good to go. Some people, they was not, some people, they wasn't taught honor the correct way. They were taught if you honor them, you will never expose what happened. So this is how a lot of these sneaky deacons get away. And this is how a lot of these petty pastors get caught. Because for years, they was taught if you honor the man of God, if you honor the leadership, if you honor this, you will never expose what happened. And then they will use a scripture talking about a talebearer. No, if you did the crime, big boy, that ain't no talebearer. That's the truth. You remember what God did to the talebearer? You're trying to talk about this. No, if you did wrong, you deserve to get exposed. I'm just saying. Jesus did right, and he got exposed for doing what's right. You think that we ain't supposed to expose you? No, I better not find out. I don't care about none of that. I better not find out. Lee better not find out, because I'm exposed. I'm telling somebody, I find out you breaking the law, you doing something crazy, talking about just honor them, you never have to expose them. Now, I get it. Now, if this isn't a relationship and you a mature couple, I don't think that you should be talking about y'all personal stuff. Going to Facebook and trying to expose things on Facebook in your personal, I don't think you should be doing that. I think you should be fair enough and keep your business private, because the more people you tell, the more shame you're going to be, the more shameful you're going to be. Are you listening? The more you make things worse. I don't ever think that you should. I think you should honor yourself enough to keep your mouth quiet. Nobody should know, Now, granted, if this person is in a position of leadership and they out here doing some harm, to kids or something, I got to tell a law on you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I better not find out you using your power, to sleep with all of, I promise you, Lee find out, I'm telling on you. I'm like, yeah, pastor over there, man, he giving tithes away. Woo! Now, I probably wouldn't do it on my platform. I'm not messing like that, but I'll probably be just like everybody else. Like, yeah, man, can you believe this? Woo, but they teach you. This is what they teach you. Don't tell on me, because I'm a man of God. So if you honor me, you can't expose me, because I'm anointed. This is what they say. Yeah, I'm anointed, so you can't tell on me. I don't know who told you that. And there's a prophet right now, a real powerful prophet. He got exposed for tax fraud. He in jail right now. So if he got the chance to get exposed, I mean, let's be real. Honor or no honor, like, we got to be real. Sometimes people get so religious and you be scared to tell your truth on people. If they did it, I'm sorry. I got to talk about it. I'm just saying, if you honor me, Don't expose what happened. And this is why generations of hurt is passed down in families, because they learned this from the church. You ain't tell on your pastor, so now you training your family. If you doing something, you better not go tell this family up, because you got to honor this family. You got to keep this secret, so you can let granddaddy keep doing all this stuff to all these kids and nobody ever expose them. You are crazy. Are you listening? And once those ideals get tangled together, I'm just saying, staying can feel righteous, like I'm doing the right thing. I ain't gonna say nothing. Don't nobody really know, so I'm doing the right thing. And then leaving can feel like, dang, I'm betraying everybody and I'm sinful. Do anybody have anybody ever been through any of this that I'm talking about? Or have you ever seen this with your own eyes? Have you ever seen anything like this with your own eyes? Where people and families don't want to tell the family secrets because they feel like they are dishonoring their family. Then you ask yourself, where did they get that type of thinking from? Where did they get this type of, where did they get this type of thinking from? This is very important for you tonight. This is very important for you tonight. This is very important for you tonight. I want to talk about something that's hidden with this. Here is the hidden reason people can stay attached to a harmful environment for years. Many people don't talk about this hidden reason. People are not only afraid of losing the relationship, they are afraid of what leaving might mean. Are you listening? This is the biggest question that happens. You ask yourself, you say, what if I'm wrong? And you say, what if I'm wrong? Are you listening? Many people say, what if I'm rebellious? Then people says, what if God is disappointed in me? Then people say, what if I lose my family? And what if I lose my community? And what if something bad happens after I leave? Now, the environment does not have to physically restrain you. It doesn't have to do it. Fear can do it. And this is spiritual control. Guilt can do it. Shame can do it. Belonging can do it. Are you listening? And this is why. Why didn't you just leave? Is often the wrong question. It's often the wrong question. The door may be open, but psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, there were consequences attached to touching it. And I was taught in religious beliefs that you don't tell on the man of God. And I was taught this. You don't go tell on the man of God. And this is what they would preach. If he do something wrong, he break the law. And this is real stuff. And I know why, because now people's like, dang, what if I tell on him and then I confess and then I let him know what he's been doing to all these little boys in the church. I let him know these kids are kids. And what if I let him know what's going to happen to me? Now I might get punished because they have put this, this fear upon you that you're going to have something on your life if you expose the man of God for what he's doing wrong. Now, this is carried down into families. Are you listening? Now the wife don't want to expose the husband Now I get that because you love them and you don't want to see them go down. Sometimes, baby, if he doing something too crazy, you got to tell the law on him. If that thing get too crazy and they know that you going to jail too. But psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, you had a lot of consequences attached to this. Write this down very quickly. Write this down. Sometimes people do not stay because they cannot see the harm. They stay because they have been taught to fear what freedom will cost. Are you listening? Are you listening? I'm going to say this again. I want you to write this down because I don't want you to get caught in these spiritual traps and bounds in your life. And in fact, I'm doing this to uproot a lot of the spiritual things you was taught that goes against God's principles. That's not even right. Write this down. Some people do not stay because they cannot see the harm. They stay because they have been taught to fear what freedom will cost. And this was the reason, and this is a reason why a lot of the ignorant churches, and I say ignorant because these are people who don't read the Bible for themselves. And these are people who don't study for themselves. And they feel like, oh, leadership told me if I go to another church, I'm going to go to hell. So, or maybe it's a mosque or whatever you in. If you go over there to this religion, or if you do this, you're going to reap the benefits. It's going to cost. See it this way. Imagine a door that is unlocked, but several ropes are tied around the handle. Just imagine you got a door handle. This door is locked. And you got a whole bunch of ropes tied to this handle. And one rope says family. One says belonging. One rope says loyalty. One rope says God. One rope says identity. And one rope says good people don't leave. Just imagine you got all these ropes tied to a door. Put that in your mind real quick. Put that in your mind real quick. And all of these ropes got titles on them. Good people, God, identity, belonging, family. You got all these ropes tied to a door handle. Okay? From the outside, somebody looks at you and says, the door is right there. But they do not see everything you believe you will lose if you walk through it. And that is why healing cannot begin with, you should have left sooner. I don't think that you should say this all the time. You should have left sooner. That's not the way that you begin healing. A better question is, what was tied to leaving? Now, this may be a little deep for a lot of people. You definitely got to be at a high vibration to understand what I'm saying. Better question is, why you didn't leave earlier? Question is, what was tied to me leaving? Because once you can identify the ropes, you can start untying them. Is this making sense to you? When you can start identifying, dang, what had me locked up like that in the first place? Now you can start untying these things. And you do that with knowledge. Your desire to become a good person can be used against you. We're live right now, and we are just now getting settled into our tonight's conversation. But look, how many times have you been a good person backfired on you? Over your lifetime, you being a good person, how many times being a good person got used against you? I see a million. I see too many times. I see a lot of. See, your desire to be a good person, okay? Your desire to be a good person can be used against you. Your loyalty, your compassion, your desire to forgive, your willingness to sacrifice, your faith, all beautiful qualities that you got, but it be in the wrong hands, man. You got all these beautiful qualities. You a loyal person. You so compassionate. You love hard. Whatever you into, for real. You got a real strong desire to forgive and just, move on. And your willingness to sacrifice, your faith. You have so many beautiful qualities in you. But you be having it in the wrong hands. And they can become pressure points. And that's why when somebody learns this, and then when somebody learns that you don't want to disappoint God, you don't want to hurt people, you don't want to seem disloyal, you don't want to be a bad person, and suddenly your goodness is being used to keep you where truth would tell you something is wrong. Are you listening? Ooh, I hope you getting this. If you getting this, you gonna get set free tonight. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, if you understand this and you just take your time and listen, open your mind up. You have all these good qualities, and how do a person manipulate you and turn this thing around and use this on you? How do they do it? Your goodness is being used to keep you where truth would tell you something is wrong. Truth would tell you you need to leave, but your goodness is being used against you. Write this down. When my goodness is weaponized against me, the part of me that wants to do right can become the very thing that keeps me trapped. Write that down. Write that down. Now, this is deep because a lot of people, they don't understand this. I'm giving you the understanding. I want you to process what I'm talking about tonight. Write this down. When my goodness is weaponized against me, the part of me that wants to do right can become the very thing that keeps me trapped. And this is why people stay married to devils. And this is why people stay in things that is wrong. Because your goodness is being weaponized against you. You are being gaslighted and you are being manipulated. And they're able to do this because of your goodness. They're able to do this, and this is why I see a lot of good men. You get messed over, bro. You get messed over because you want to be a good dude. In your goodness, it get turned against you, bro. Because there's part of you that wants to do right, and that part of you that wants to do right, it keeps you trapped. Because they learn how to weaponize your goodness against you. She a bad girl. She just ain't met her match yet. Men do this to women and gaslight them. And you see how this type of information in therapy, we don't have to have a conversation just about narcissists for you to learn about narcissists. Because this right here is some good stuff. Are you listening? We're talking about a whole different thing. But you see how you can learn certain things along the way? People use your goodness to weaponize it and make you feel bad because you want to do the right things. and keep you trapped. I want to get to some points. We got 3 therapy points tonight. I want to take a moment and I want you to share this. Definitely share this with a few people today. With about 5 people, share it in your stories. Also, tap that screen for me. We should have been at 100K by now. Do me a favor and tap that screen for me. And make sure you're doing your heart me's, that build our community. It definitely helps build our community. And if you're not a member of the TRC, definitely join the TRC. It's absolutely free. Okay. That is my private community. Have over 300 hours of therapy sessions in there. You can get there at a later time. You can click the link in my bio and you'll see. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought it said 60. I'm looking at the wrong number. Woo! We rolling tonight. We at 141 right now. I'm so sorry. I tell you, boy, I know when y'all paying attention. Y'all don't let me mess up at all. Write this down. Point number 1. Write this down. Stop confusing loyalty with self-abandonment. We got to stop doing this. Point number 1. Stop confusing loyalty with self-abandonment. Let me tell you about loyalty. Loyalty is a good thing. It is. Loyalty can be beautiful, man. You got a person that's loyal to you, it can be beautiful, man. You loyal to them, it's beautiful, man. But loyalty becomes dangerous when staying connected requires you to keep disconnecting from yourself. Again, this same logic and this same principle that I'm telling you about is not only just used in your home. Sometimes what's being used in your home came from church or came from some type of religious organization. Maybe somebody grew up in the church and they still follow these same practices. And maybe they grew up in the mosque, or maybe they grew up and they may have had some of this stuff, but loyalty can be beautiful. But when loyalty, it becomes dangerous when staying connected to people that require you to keep disconnecting from yourself to be loyal. It's like, dang, it's like you notice something is wrong. It's like something is wrong. But see, loyalty says, don't say anything. It be people in the church, and it be people in organizations, and it be people in your house, and it be sometimes your partner. Loyalty says, don't say anything. You be wanting to be a Bonnie and Clyde. I'm just saying. The loyalty say, don't say anything. And this man putting these paws on your head, and loyalty is telling you don't say anything. Well, one day, it may be too late, baby. If you was my daughter, I would say, baby, it may be too late one day. And there's a lot of people who get harmed, and it's by mistake. Maybe he didn't try it, but he went too far this time. Loyalty says, don't say nothing. Are you listening? A lot of people, you mess over good people and you lose good people because you was loyal, because you didn't say nothing. You need distance. When you need distance and you know you have to get away, loyalty says they'll think that I abandoned them. And this is why it's hard for that woman to get away from this abuser sometimes. His loyalty is telling her he gonna think that I really abandoned him, but I love him and I'm loyal to him. And this is why this brother, sometimes you stay stuck in trap because you got a good trait in you, boy. You think that she'll think that, oh, I abandoned her. You tell the truth and then suddenly you are accused of betrayal. Are you listening? You tell the truth about them now. Oh, you out here running your mouth. Oh, you a betrayer. Suddenly you a betrayer. You out here running your mouth. Anybody know what I'm talking about? At some point, you have to understand this. There is a difference between abandoning somebody and refusing to abandon yourself. There's a major difference. I tell people, man, I'm on the side of righteousness. If you do wrong and you know you're doing wrong, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you know. Now, if it's something petty, you know, like lying on your taxes, I might not say nothing. Woo! You done claimed all them kids. You know what? I might not even say nothing. You know, it ain't my business. It ain't my business. You know. Yeah, I might not say nothing. You know. Woo! I tell you, boy, people be lying on their taxes. I ain't gonna say nothing. How many kids you got? I ain't gonna say nothing, but give me 500 though. Woo! This be some crazy stuff, man. This be some crazy stuff, you know. I ain't telling you to just rat, you know, on just basic stuff. Man, I'm talking about some real stuff. That's kind of petty a little bit to me, you know. That's kind of petty. You know, I'm talking about real stuff. Stuff that could bring both of y'all down. You know. Stuff that can bring and shame on the entire family. You know, that's a little petty stuff. You lying on your taxes, I'm sorry, that's petty, you know. And don't nobody know about, are you going, you lying about them hours you putting in, you at home, but you're really supposed to be at work. Ain't nobody gonna tell you supervisor. You're stealing money. Woo! Now, don't. You know, that's different. That ain't what Lee talking about. So please don't nobody go do that, because I don't want no problems. You know, I can see the inboxes right now. See, you done told her to go and tell, she done wrote an email to my supervisor and told her I'm still in time. Woo! I ain't talking about that. I'm just playing. I just don't even, you know what? Don't even hear about what I said. I'm just talking, you know. Yeah. Write this down, though, real quick. Write this down. If being loyal to you requires me to become disloyal to my well-being, we need to redefine loyalty. Write that down. If being loyal to you requires me to become disloyal to my own well-being, we need to redefine loyalty. You can care deeply about somebody for real. You can care deeply about somebody. And you can still admit that the connection is costing me too much of myself. You can love somebody and still recognize that I disappear when I'm around them. And I'm just saying, love should never require you to repeatedly erase yourself just to keep the relationship intact. There's some family dynamics and some husband and wife dynamics where you have to literally erase yourself just to keep the relationship intact. You go around family, they don't respect you. You go around family, you a ghost. You don't get no word, you don't get to talk. Everybody disrespects you. I don't know what type of love you want to be in, shout it. That ain't no love. let me move on because I don't want to sit there too long. Point number two. Write this down. Forgiveness does not require unlimited access. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Forgiveness does not require unlimited access. Are you listening? Some people, right? You have been trapped by this sentence. I thought you forgave them. Many people have been trapped by that sentence. I thought you said you forgave them. Have anybody ever been trapped by that? I thought you forgave them. As forgiveness mean trust them again. Who said that forgiveness mean I can trust you again? No, snake. No, I forgave the snake bite, but I can't trust the snake. Ever. Get what I'm saying? But then they guilt trip you and say, I thought you said you forgave them. I'm just saying, when you think about this though, I really want you to slow down a moment and just think about in your life, sometimes this be a real situation in organisationships and, organizations. I'm playing. And this be a real thing though. I thought you forgave them. I thought you forgave him. Like forgiveness mean I got to just forget what they did to me and I gotta trust them again. It ain't no word on that. Ain't no scriptures on that. I'm just saying. In fact, it say trust nobody anyway, so, Like you supposed to give this person the same position again. And this man of God done went out here and did some crazy things. I thought you forgave him. Yeah, so if they want you to just, put them back in the position again. Sometimes when somebody cross you, I don't care who they are. When they do it one time, you will never look at them the same. But people say if you forgave them, you should give them the same position again. And they got people in the church right now fighting for bishops. I'm seeing bishops get exposed now for touching on, can't say too much on TikTok. I don't want to get in trouble. But you get what I'm saying. They out here doing some wild stuff, boy. People saying you should just forgive a man of God. He was weak at the time. Man, get that monster out of here. And I hope God put him in the belly. Right here playing with folks' souls. Praying for the mamas and you right here looking at the but man, put him in the belly. He needs to go somewhere now. You want him to return to the same environment? You want these people to pretend like ain't nothing going on? No. Forgiveness is not the same thing as trust. I don't care what you say. And that's why you have to be careful what you do. If you get known to be doing some weird stuff, I'd probably never trust you around mines. Don't ever let me find out. They'll never go to your house. Trust me. I'll forgive you. I don't know you, but I can't trust you. Why do you think that jobs have applications and they do background checks? People get mad. The world is just, they don't know how to forgive. I mean, I got to be honest. Maybe they don't know how to forgive, but they sure ain't retarded, They sure know, look, hey, if this brother done robbed the bank, hey, I can't hire him, I can't trust him. I forgive him though, I forgive him for going out there and robbing folks, but I can't, you understand what I'm saying? Forgiveness is not the same thing as trust. Forgiveness is not the same thing as reconciliation. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. I'm sorry. God, dog. Ooh, I hope I don't get in trouble. Woo! You know what I mean? I wasn't talking about nobody. I'm just saying, Forgiveness is not the same thing as access. See, trust, let me tell you something about trust. Trust, it deals with patterns. Are you listening? Yeah, they talking about so I don't get in trouble on TikTok. Not literally. Because I've been real good. I haven't been in jail in over 3 weeks. No restrictions, no nothing. Lee been doing good. Yeah. I feel good about it. But yeah, so trust deals with patterns. Are you listening? Safety deals with behavior. Reconciliation, when you are rekindling things, it requires more than one willing person. And there's a thing about access. Access, it can change when someone has shown they do not know how to handle it. Write this down very quickly. Write this down. I can release what you did without releasing my boundaries. Write that down. I can release what you did without releasing my boundaries. So when people try to guilt trip you and say, you got to forgive them, and this is how they get you, and this is how they keep you connected to people that are not good people for you. You know there's a group of people in the organization you should not even be around. And they want you to say, forgive them, and y'all just group back up again. No. Because trust deals with patterns. There's no law in the word where I have to be forced to go to people's house and spend time with them and be in their presence. I can forgive you without ever giving you access to me again. Are you listening? How can you reconcile with just one person who's willing to do it? It takes two. How can two walk together unless they agree? Write this down. I release what you did without releasing my boundaries. So you can stop carrying bitterness and still not reopen the same door. Are you listening? You can stop wishing somebody harm. You can. And still decide you no longer get close enough to ever harm me again. And I want to tell you that's not revenge. I think it's wisdom. Point number 3. I'm going to take a little moment for you to get you a little drink of water. Definitely tap this screen today. Share this live with about 5 people. Make sure you are sending your heart me's. Maybe I should pin it so you can know what it is. A lot of people may not know what it is. I'll pin it. Send your daily heart me's. We don't want to forget about that. That definitely help our community to grow. Right? It's very imperative that we do that every single time, once a day when you see me live. Now, I want to talk about something where the damage, like sometimes the deepest damage, it happens. Point number 3. Stop calling self-betrayal obedience. Stop calling self-betrayal obedience. Stop calling self-betrayal obedience. And this is a lot of times, this is where the deeper damage happens. Okay? Stop calling self-betrayal obedience. Because some people were taught to override themselves in the name of being spiritual. Are you listening? Some people was literally taught They was literally taught to override themselves in the name of being spiritual. Sometimes inside you said, this is hurting me. But you stayed. Sometimes something on the inside is telling you, man, this is hurting me, but you stayed. And that is not healthy. You stayed. And sometimes something is telling you, I'm disappearing. I can't talk. They don't see me. I'm disappearing here. Like I'm just existing in a world where I have no real connections. I'm just existing. And guess what? And somehow you kept calling it, I'm sacrificing. Are you listening? Are you listening? Somehow, okay, you got them. Somehow, you kept calling it sacrifice. Them not being able to see you in this relationship or being able to see you, you call this thing sacrifice. I'm sacrificing for God. That's what you would say in your spiritual understanding. In the name of being spiritual, this is what you say. This is hurting me. It's okay. I got to thug this out. And I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about some stuff that's real deal pain though, like real deal. And this man put knee paw on you for so long, for so many years, you going through having to put makeup on and go get in front of people. And nobody know when you pull that makeup off, they can't see what he been doing to you. You disappearing. And somehow you kept saying, I got to sacrifice for the greater good. And some men, you get in these situations, she go out there, boy, and do something crazy. And you say, look, I just got to sacrifice for, want to be real spiritual. So here's the question. Who benefited from you believing that losing yourself was holy? I want you to answer this question. Who benefited in your life from you believing that losing yourself was holy? Now I got crazy faith. Now, sometimes I have to really say this in the middle of while we talking, because sometimes if people haven't been here and they haven't been listening, they get confused. Man, for God, I'm losing myself. I got crazy faith. For God, I'm doing 3-day, 3-night fast. I'm serious. I'm praying for hours. I'm doing things that, I'm losing myself. I don't want to be Mark Lee when I'm dealing with the Lord. I want to be me. I want to be him. I want to have his mind. I want to talk like him. I want to walk like him. I ain't talking about you and God for real. I'm talking about who benefited from you believing that, who benefited, from you believing you losing yourself to the disrespect, losing yourself to the hurt, to the pain, to the real betrayal, you losing your dignity. Who benefits from you believing that losing yourself was holy? Now, this is what they teach you. You got to give some things up, to be holy. But what if the holy stuff was actually wrong stuff? Like, I gotta lose myself because of how you want me to lose myself. But who benefits from that? Because protecting yourself does not automatically mean you hate someone. No, saying no does not automatically make you rebellious. And they tell you when you say no, I was raised with this same hurt, this same pain. I had to unlearn this foolishness. I thought, and I would call myself rebellious because that's what they call me, because I didn't believe in the cult. I didn't believe in the cultic practices. I didn't believe in the false doctrine. I didn't believe in you saying something that was not in the word. It couldn't rest with me. I would tell my dad, look, I need you to open the word and show me where we can't play sports, fam. I had to go my whole life, I couldn't play sports because of some false doctrine. You can watch the same sports on your TV. Saying no, and the only real reason I didn't play, because I was going to play anyway, until he bought me a car at 15. And then he threatened me. He said, look, you play with me if you want to, I'll take your car. I said, bet. Man, I don't care about that, big dog. Yeah. Woo! You a kid, boy, I tell you, boy. Like, nah, I need these wheels, dog. You feel me? Yeah, we like to go to the beach, daddy, you know. Woo! I'm just saying. But yeah, saying no, for me, I was always taught you being rebellious. Even when you was right, you know. Saying no, this is what they were saying. Have anybody ever grew up with this? You know, you need to get that car. Yeah. See, I was different, you know. Lee had a car, you know, young. Yeah. I'm just saying, Daddy, hey, I told Daddy, look, hey, I don't care about no sports, man. Look, I just gonna be me, my car, my drums, and my gals. Woo, you know, some of these things you threaten to take away from these kids, boy, I tell you, they're straighten right up, you know. I'm telling you, you're going to take that iPad, they get right, you know. Something they don't want to live without, you know. You want to keep them, most of these kids, they don't even need whoopings no more. You just got to take stuff away. My son, you know, my daughter, you take stuff away from her, she just, it's the end of the world. How can you do this to me? I seen this kid on the internet. I don't know if it was a skit or it was real. I think it was real. This lady called 911 because her son, I don't know if he was special needs or something. I don't know. I don't think he was special needs. This was real. Man, she cut that internet off. That boy came through the door on her. I'm talking about he was beating the door down. She was like, oh my God. He's like, cut the internet on. Cut it on now, Mom. I said, boy, where is the daddy at? And yeah, I would have. Yeah, I wish I would have, you know. Yeah. But these kids, sometimes you take stuff away. I only brought that up because saying no, I was taught, means that if you don't agree with the pastor, or if you don't agree with the preacher, or if you don't agree with somebody religious, you're rebellious. Have anybody else, was you taught that? Yeah, was you taught that saying no and or questioning leadership, you was rebellious? That is the spiritual control I'm talking about. And so this passed down even in a marriage. And now you in this religious faith, and now the man, he practiced the same thing on you. So when you question him, you being a rebelling woman. I'm just saying. And sometimes the roles is flipped because you have the spiritual woman who sometimes call herself a pastor or whatever. And then she used the same manipulation on the man. How can you tell me no when I got more spirit than you? You're rebellious because I'm right and you wrong. Are you listening? Creating distance does not automatically mean you are bitter. Now, this is what people really be thinking, man. They really be saying stuff like this, like creating distance mean that you are a bitter person. No. Recognizing harm does not automatically mean that you lack faith. Are you listening? Recognizing harm does not automatically mean you lack faith. Sometimes the healthiest sentence you can learn is, I can love you and still say this is not healthy for me. Write that down. Write that down. Sometimes the healthiest sentence you can say is, I can love you and still say this is not healthy for me. Now I want you to write this down as well. Some really good stuff. I also want you to write this down too. Obedience that requires me to destroy myself to protect somebody else. Oh, let me start this over. Write this down. Obedience that requires me to destroy myself to protect somebody else's control deserves to be examined. Write that down. Obedience that requires me to destroy myself to protect somebody else's control deserves to be examined. And this is where self-trust begins. And this is where it can start coming back. Because now you suddenly, it's not because you have to suddenly answer every answer. No, but it's because now you get to stop assuming that protecting yourself automatically makes you wrong. People be scared to really look into and examine people. You be afraid to examine people. You do, because of obedience. Because you've been taught that obedience means you have to be boo-boo the fool sometimes. You have to turn the other eye. I will never forget this. True story. When I seen this pastor coming out this hotel room with this woman, and she was a woman that was in the choir, and she was very popular, I said to myself, ain't no way. Boy, you be preaching up a storm at church. I'm talking about sweating and everything. Running around. But boy, I see you coming up out of here. That messed me up when I was 15. I was 15 years old. I was 15. That messed me up. I said, oh no. I said, it's playtime, church. Woo! They said it was prayer time. I said, no, it's playtime for Lee. I'll tell you right now, the pastor come. So guess what that did as a young man? That very day, you know what I told myself? Look, this is a true story, man. Look, I'm serious. That very day, I told myself, I said, shoot, God know my heart. Shoot, the pastor's doing it. So I got to be good. I got to be safe then. Shoot, God know my heart. So I became a different animal, at 15 years old. I'm talking about, yeah. I was a drummer too. Very popular. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know about drummers, You in a relationship with a drummer sister, hey, make sure he stay on FaceTime. I'm just playing. He might be saved for real. He probably be saved. I'm sorry. I'm just playing. I'm just don't take it serious, Yeah, but for real though, that messed me up as a kid. And I've never looked at leadership the same ever again. And when I'm telling you, like, maybe God wanted me to see that. Cause I really started making excuses then. I started cutting up then. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen him coming out of there, I said, shoot, hey, it ain't gonna have the nerve enough to tell me to slow down. I'll never forget it because I made an argument about it. I'm like, cuz, how he gonna tell me to slow down? And he coming out here with Miss Yolanda. Like, what's going on? I mean, yeah, he coming out here with her. Like, what's going on, fam? Y'all don't know her last name. But anyway, that messed me up, man, for real. Yeah. This was over, I'm a little older now. It's definitely over 20 years ago. Yeah. I'll never forget this though. So obedience that requires me to destroy myself to protect somebody else's control, I'm sorry, it deserves to be examined. I don't care about none of that. I got to look into what you're doing. What if I'm trusting the wrong person and trusting the false leadership and me trusting this false person because I never examined this person. I never looked into this person's life. What if this mess around here and hurt me? Sometimes you have these religious mindsets and you get into a relationship with a person and religion or faith have taught you to be loyal, beyond, and not question people in your life. And then you get sometimes connected with monsters and they come here and they terrorize your children. Because maybe the root cause was probably something religious that taught you something that was wrong. And you never got a chance to unlearn something and learn something new. Are you listening? I want you to take a moment and just really think about what I'm saying real quick. This be the root cause of a lot of people's relationships. This be the root cause of a lot of people's damage. I'm serious. I want you to take a moment real quick and I'm going to ask you some questions. It's time to reflect. We got to unlearn this foolishness where we can't question people and we cannot question them because somebody along the line told us never to question the teacher and we learned this coming up as kids, never to question the teacher. Man, look, don't ask the teacher why she doing something a certain way. And don't ask, no, I feel like if you doing something wrong, I finna ask you what's going on, fam. What we talking about? It don't get that good. If I see you doing something, when I was a kid, if I go to your house and I see something weird, I'm telling somebody. Yeah, I was him. And don't. I see something weird. Yeah. You don't, cause Lil Mark got a strong mind. He finna go tell. And he used to say, yeah, you don't do that around him, cause he gonna go tell his daddy. Sure live. That was me. If it was something crazy, Yeah. And I think that's how we should raise our children, to be mindful and to ask questions. And I don't care how somebody say they connected to God, ask some questions. And if it don't feel right, speak up. Because if not, I'm serious, because I'm snitching. Man, you can't play this stuff with Lil Mark. You can't do that. That boy too headstrong. You gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna tell you right now. No, that ain't what's supposed to be going on, fam. I'm just saying. Yeah, that ain't what's be going on. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I get to question and stuff. I think that's the way we have to get back to doing. Don't just be quiet because you trying to be loyal to people. I want you to be honest real quick. Ask yourself this during a moment of reflection. Ask yourself this. What word was used to keep me attached? Was it loyalty, forgiveness, honor, submission, family, obedience, or faith? What word was used to keep you attached? What kept you attached to what was hurting you? What spiritual word was used? Was it loyalty? Was it forgiveness? I want you to comment it in the comments. Was it honor? Was it submission? Was it family? Was it obedience? Was it faith? Then I want you to ask yourself this. I want you to be honest with yourself in therapy tonight. We are doing the hard work right now. We are doing the hard work right now. What did I have to betray in myself to keep the connection? My voice, my boundaries, my peace, my dignity, or my truth? What did I have to betray in myself as a person to keep the connection? Now, this is a really good one. What did you have to personally inside yourself betray yourself to keep the connection? Was it your voice? Your boundaries? Your dignity? Your truth? I got one more question I want you to ask. Ask yourself, what did I believe would happen if I left? What did I believe would happen if I left? What did you believe would happen if you left? I need you to reflect and I need you to answer this because we are doing the hard work right now. What did I believe? Okay. What did I believe would happen if I left? We're doing the hard work right now. And this question matters because sometimes, all right, sometimes you're not healing from the relationship alone. You are healing from everything that you was taught the relationship represented. I'm gonna say that again. When you are healing as a person, okay? When you are healing as a person, sometimes you are healing from everything you were taught that the relationship represented. Are you listening? See, this is a deeper level of understanding. And this is a deeper level of understanding tonight. I'm just saying, this is a deeper level of understanding. This is different. Because and this is why I told you, a lot of people that get in therapy with me, they was taught things that they learned from spiritual places. So instead of shaming the version of you who stayed, I always tell people, understand that version. Understand why that version of you feared and may still fear. Understand what they believe they would lose. Understand that version. Then you begin untying those beliefs one at a time. Does it make sense? See, when I was writing the 7 Laws of Reset, there was a law. It's called the law of truth. What you refuse to tell the truth about will continue to control you. And sometimes the truth sounds like this: I was manipulated through my loyalty. You know, I really feel when I say that. Like that should really, ooh-wee. If you really understand that truth, it hurts, man. That truth right there, it hurts. It should hurt you. That's the law of truth. That's how you begin to reset. I tell you, what you refuse to tell the truth about will continue to control you. How can you tell the truth about something and you never processed it and learned about it? So that's why therapy is teaching you. Sometimes the truth sounds like I was manipulated through my loyalty. I confuse fear with obedience. I confuse silence with honor. I thought I was honoring the relationship by not talking because I was taught to be silent. I confuse access with forgiveness. How many people right now can honestly tell me that? I want you to be real with me. How many people can tell me that I was manipulated through my loyalty? And how many people can tell me that hurt? If that truth hurt you, drop that little heart with the little bandage on it. I want to know. I was manipulated through my loyalty. I see you, Brianna. I was manipulated through my obedience. Ooh, that is a very good one. And I know this hurts. It hurts. It's the truth. It's not a lie. It's the truth. And that's why truth does not require, it doesn't require you to hate anybody. Truth is simply refuses to keep lying in order to protect what hurt you. Are you listening? This is some real stuff. Sometimes telling the truth is the first time you stop abandoning yourself. And that's why I like when people, you definitely get in a one-on-one with me, tell the truth. You ain't got to abandon yourself to tell the truth. It's just me and you. People can't help you if you lie. Sometimes telling the truth is the first time you stop abandoning yourself. Man, I know this stuff really hurts when you be getting controlled spiritually and put you in a place that's a dangerous place, and you stop trusting yourself because you start believing in a version of God in disrespect. And this is why when these same people hurt you bad and you wake up, you don't want anything to do with God because your sense of God was built on somebody else. Are you listening? If you want to speak life to this, do me a favor and speak life in the comments because we're about to get ready to release. We're about to get ready to release. I want to know who want to release some things tonight. This is therapy. Tonight went a little longer tonight. I know. I didn't want to rush through tonight. This is not something that I just wanted to rush through. That's why I made it a series. And by the end of this thing, we're going to close this thing out tomorrow night. Yeah. Sierra the Baddie, you know I got you. I'm hurting so much. It's taking my heart out. Make sure you are in the TRC and you go in therapy and you just look at those messages in there. It's absolutely free for you to be in there. And that's how you get the live recordings. Make sure you are in the TRC. I have a private community. It's a therapeutic community. So much healing in there for you. Man, I know so many people right now, you are so emotional. I can feel it. It's not fun being controlled when you really was trying to be a good person. It's not fun, You get in by clicking the link in my bio. But yeah, it's not fun, man, when you was really being a good person. It's not fun. It hurts. But you have to unlearn. You have to unlearn this stuff, and you have to tell the truth. Are you listening? And I know I'm telling you right now, I know it do not feel good to have these type of conversations. This is where the real work is getting done. This is where the real work is being done. Are you listening? This is where the real work is being done. And this is what therapy is all about. Sometimes you have to go through your ugly stage before you get strong. Something in you is being born. Something in you there is a better version of yourself that is coming from your loins. There is a better version of you. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you. So, yeah. I want to be honest. When I look at my babies and I look at my children, I always say, they're better versions of me. I do. And do you think that it was easy for them to get pushed here? Nope. Somebody had to travail and go through a lot just to push them out. I'm telling you right now, you may have some spiritual children that God wants you to reach out and say something to help them. And the greatness that's in you, maybe God is going to use your greatness in you to touch their lives. And maybe it's for a purpose, it's for a reason. So your pain always have purpose. Are you listening? I want you to repeat after me. Take a deep breath and repeat after me. I release the guilt attached to protecting myself. I release the belief that loyalty requires self-abandonment. I release the pressure to prove forgiveness through unlimited access. I release the fear that saying no makes me a bad person. I release the definition or every definition of honor that required my silence. I release every belief that taught me to confuse suffering with obedience. I release the need to betray myself to stay connected. Now I want to affirm some things. Repeat after me. I can love people without abandoning myself. I can forgive without removing healthy boundaries. I can honor others without silencing my own truth. I am allowed to question what is hurting me. I'm going to say that again. I am allowed to question what is hurting me. I am allowed to protect my peace and well-being. I am learning to trust my discernment again. I do not have to betray myself to prove that I am good. I'm going to repeat that again. I do not have to betray myself to prove that I am good. I want to give you a moment just to let it out. I'm going to give you a moment just to let it out before I move. You gonna get through this, and you gonna heal, and you're powerful. And what you going through right now is making you. It may hurt, and that's okay. I can promise you it's gonna be okay. You just got to just keep working. Keep putting in that work. I know this is a heavy night, and this is just night number 2. It's crazy, man, because, it's crazy. You want to be a good person and your goodness, and you want to be so good, and that get turned on you, and you get manipulated from you wanting to be a good person. Yeah. I get it. I know. This too shall pass. Woo! I'm fighting, boy. I'm fighting to keep these tears back tonight. Oh my goodness. This thing is thick. Yeah. Yeah. It's real life, man. Real life. It's real life, real life, real life. Real life. I'm here for you, Bronco. I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you, bro. Tonight, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to stop asking, was I so weak? Stop asking yourself, was you weak? Tonight, I want you to stop asking yourself, why didn't I just leave? Maybe leaving was attached to the things other people could not see, like family and belonging. You remember all of those ropes tied to that door? One saying family as a door of freedom, one saying family, one saying belonging, one saying identity, one is saying loyalty, one is saying God, one is saying fear. But now you can begin to separate them. You can be loyal without losing yourself. You can forgive without reopening every single door. You can love people without giving unlimited access. You can honor without becoming silent. Are you listening? And you can seek God without handing another human being ownership of your conscience. Are you listening? Who told you you couldn't seek God for yourself? And sometimes we give other people the conscience that should only belong to God. And people don't know why you stayed and you fought and you thugged it out, because you was being manipulated because you is a good person. Just the truth. And the thing is, I really believe that God, he has a place for you. And I believe there's favor in your life and blessings in your life. Once you don't give in and start numbing things and doing wrong things to make yourself feel better, and you tap into doing things right, and you fight those negative thoughts, and you fight. Well, I'm telling you, there's something that's for you. There's a reward. There's some new spiritual clothes waiting on you. There's a new future waiting on you. Maybe what you called obedience was actually self-betrayal. Are you listening? And maybe freedom begins with one sentence. I will not abandon myself to prove that I love you. And I think you should post this on your page. I will not abandon myself to prove that I love you. Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness, that is so heavy. I promise you. I will not abandon myself to prove that I love you. That is not hatred. I don't know, if anybody says no, that is not hatred. That is not revenge talk. That is not hurt talk. That is not rebellion talk. That is learning how to come home to yourself. Are you listening? And people out here really want you to love them more than you love yourself. Do me one favor and drop this in the comments. Free. F-R-E-E. Free. I want you to move different. I want you to choose different. I want you to protect your peace different. If you don't remember nothing else tonight, remember this. I will not abandon myself to prove that I love you.